The issue of freedom of press in Turkey has become increasingly critical in the past decade, particularly following significant political events such as the failed coup in 2016. Freedom of the press, fundamentally the right of journalists and media outlets to report news and share opinions without governmental silencing, has faced notable challenges in Turkey. This fundamental right, pivotal to democratic processes, allows the public to hear diverse perspectives and form their own opinion about politicals and policies without external interference. However, in Turkey, the landscape of media freedom has been evolving, especially after the 2010 and more remarkably post-2016. The government, with the President Recep Tayyip Erdogan at the helm, has implemented a series of measures that have led to an increase in the arrest of journalists and crackdown on the media outlets. These actions represent a significant departure from the principles of freedom have placed Turkey under international security and has handled of media freedoms and expressions. Who enforces the media-related laws in Turkey and what are their roles? In Turkey, the enforcement of the media-related laws primarily falls under the jurisdiction of the governmental authorities, including the judiciary and regulatory bodies like the Radio and Television Supreme Court Council. ARTUK plays a significant role in controlling the media's landscape by enforcing compliance and penalizing critical reporters. Additionally, the Turkish government, under the leadership of President Erdogan, exerts significant influence over media operations, often aligning with oligarchs to maintain control over 90% of the media's landscape. This extensive control extends to internet surveillance and content regulation, affecting freedom of speech and press freedom across the whole country. How have recent laws in Turkey impacted press freedom and journalistic practices? Recent legislations in Turkey has profoundly impacted press freedom and journalistic practices. The 2022 disinformation law, for instance, empowers the judiciary to target political opponents under the guise of combating disinformation or fake news, leading to severe restrictions on freedom of speech. Social media platforms are compelled to comply with the content blocking request, significantly limiting the reach of independent media outlets and the dissemination of critical views. These laws, coupled with the government's control over media outlets, have created an environment where journalists and media organizations operate under the constant threat of legal repercussions, leading to self-censorship and a decline in independent reporting. What actions have been taken against journalists and media outlets in Turkey under these laws? The Turkish government has taken numerous actions against journalists and the media outlets under its stringent media laws. There have been instances of arrests and persecutions of journalists, with at least 47 journalists in prison as of May 2023. Physical assaults, online trolling, and smear campaigns against journalists are also common. For example, journalists Tolga Sardan and Dincer Gökçe face detentions and charges of spreading false information. The governmental seizure of Zaman, a widely read newspaper, exemplifies direct state intervention in media operations, further eroding press freedom and editorial independence in Turkey. These actions reflect a broader pattern of of suppressions, where laws ostensibly designed to protect public order are used to silence critical reporting, and dissent violating fundamental principles of a free press. Time for my opinion on this topic. Limiting freedom of speech, particularly in the context of press freedom, is inherently damaging as it narrows the scope of information accessible to the public, thereby constricting freedom of thought. This limitation can have far-reaching and devastating consequences, as evidenced by historical examples such as Nazi Germany during World War II. In that era, the government's stringent control over media content played a pivotal role in sharing public opinion, effectively manipulating the populace's perceptions and thoughts, which contributed to widespread atrocities. The danger lies in the ability of such control to create a homogenized way of thinking, where dissenting or alternative viewpoints are suppressed, leading to society that is not only uninformed, but also unchallenged in its beliefs. The phenomenon underscores the critical need for a free press to ensure that the public has access to a diverse range of perspectives and information, enabling them to develop well-rounded, informed opinions. A free press acts as a bulwark against the dangers of one-sided narratives and plays a vital role in fostering a society capable of critical thinking and resistance to manipulations of third parties. Therefore, the freedom of press should be upheld and protected as the cornerstone of democratic societies, essential for nurturing an environment where individuals can form an independent thoughtful and righteous opinion without undue influence from third-party factors. This sums up the freedom of press issue in Turkey caused by the political campaigns in Turkey. Thank you for listening.